Welcome back to Streamline Investigations. It's a little bit by 7 News People Australia. Fresh story emerges in Gus Lamont case. Let's get straight into it. It has been a really quiet sort of the last few days.
Actually, a month to the day since little Gus Lamont vanished in the state's outback, new theories have emerged about just how far he might have gone.
An expert from Flinders University suggesting he may have ventured well beyond the area that's been extensively searched.
The sun has gone down on two large-scale searches for little Gus Lamont, now missing for exactly a month. Police and volunteers have covered a 6-kilometre radius from the homestead near Yunta where he was last seen, but according to some experts, he could have got much further.
Over a 3-day period, potentially somewhere between 3 to 8 kilometres.
He was last seen at 5 p.m. on September 27 by his grandma playing out the front in sand while his mum and other grandparent tended to the sheep. Police have been working on one theory, that he simply wandered off, and with no access to water, food or shelter, it's unlikely he survived.
If the child would be able to access some sort of moisture or dew or moist leaves, then that could increase it somewhat beyond the 3 days.
It's hoped the hat or the minion shirt Gus was wearing may have been discarded if he was lost, confused and possibly dehydrated. Police are in the final stages of assessing hours worth of drone footage taken at the property using infrared technology to pick up any clues. At this stage, there are no further searches planned, but detectives haven't ruled out returning.
I know that there is still work that is ongoing within South Australian Police. They continue to make inquiries into a few different sources of thinking, but I'm not in a position to comment on it beyond that.
But he may have not gone far at all if he was too scared to move.
I think that fear would be an absolute factor, and that would impact on the ability to move and mobility, but also around finding shelter.
But right now, there is no trace and no answers. Just
Odd, very, very odd. That was the news on the basically News 7 Australia People. And I just don't think he could really go that far on foot. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I just don't think so. I really don't. And, I know that basically the news and basically the police and basically searchers are looking for more information on where he is, but it's just weird. It really is. So if you are really cold conditions and are frozen, this is some of the news on 7 talking about the case, people, that your instincts would actually be to undress, he said. Police have been working on the theory that he simply wandered off, but with no access to water, food or shelter, survival is considered unlikely. If the child could access some kind of moisture or dew or moist leaves, then it could increase it somewhat beyond, 3 days. Sivison said, I think that the fear would be an absolute factor and that would impact on the ability to move and ability, but also on finding shelter. I mean, we've got to remember he's 4 and his grandparents turned around and said that, he doesn't sort of go too far away from the property. So why did he this time? It just makes me wonder why the situations. Obviously, the police have ruled out foul play or a third party in actually taking him. So their theory is that he did wander off, but where is he? Nobody knows, which is really, really bizarre to me. Because like I said, we can only go on, we can only work with is what we've heard. Anything else is just expressing our alarm bells in what may have happened to him. Considering that I've said before, I think Josie's got all the answers. But like I said, there's no proof that at this present moment that the family were involved. There's no proof that he was taken. There's no proof that he was out in the wilderness because nothing's been found at the moment. So we just have to sit tight and see what happens, people. We really, really do. But I just don't want, I've said it yesterday, I hope this case doesn't keep going on and on and on and on and on and on. that years passed and we still don't know what happened to this little 4-year-old boy. It is bizarre. Let me know your thoughts, people. I don't think he would wander that far, to be honest with you, if he hadn't done it before. Yeah, half hour is a long time. But like I said, I think if you got scared, I think he'd be able to find his way back to the property. I really, really do. Let me know what your thoughts are, people, in what the news have just said. Thank you.